The Wuthering Waves meta has changed dramatically, and it's time to take a serious look at how every DPS unit stacks up now that all the major characters have settled into their roles. This ranking isn't about outdated numbers or personal hype. It's based on consistent performance across all content, team flexibility, and long-term value. Some characters have grown stronger thanks to better supports and rebalanced systems, while others have quietly slipped out of favor as more optimized, hybrid-friendly options take over. Also, if you're struggling to save pulls for your favorite characters, topuplive.com has you covered. You can get up to 24% off, plus an extra 12% with my code, which means more chances to grab the characters and weapons you actually want. It's fast, secure, and rated 4.0 stars on Trustpilot, so you know it's safe. Check the link in the description and make your pulls go further. Starting off with some of the most stable and consistent on-field DPS units, Carlotta continues to impress with her straightforward playstyle and surprisingly high uptime. She's easy to build, reliable even with limited investment, and one of the best all-around options for players who prefer smooth, steady rotations. Zani represents the opposite extreme, a high-skill, high-reward carry capable of massive damage when piloted perfectly, but demanding in both mechanics and resources. Cartethyia sits at the top of the raw DPS charts, capable of melting enemies with her devastating multipliers, though she truly shines only when paired with Ciaconna, who enables her signature resonance loops. Then we have Augusta, who defines what a complete DPS kit should look like: accessible, efficient, and incredibly consistent across all forms of content. Even without perfect synergy, she performs at a level that keeps her among the absolute best. Galbrena, meanwhile, thrives in fusion compositions, delivering burst-heavy gameplay that scales exponentially when teamed with Qiuyuan and Phrolova, turning her into one of the most lethal on-field carries in the current landscape. But not every DPS has aged quite as gracefully. While the upper tiers dominate the meta, several earlier characters still find niche relevance in certain setups. Jiyan remains a strong physical carry who benefits heavily from modern supports like Iuno, maintaining a respectable place for players who prefer traditional melee styles. Jinshi and Camellia are both solid entry-level picks, accessible, consistent, and still capable of handling most story and overworld content, though their lack of deeper synergy and scaling keeps them below the modern power curve. Encore, Lingyang, and Xiangli each bring distinct identities to the table but have been gradually outclassed by newer characters with faster rotations and higher efficiency. Calcharo, despite once being a fan favorite, now finds himself near the bottom of the ranking due to limited team compatibility and outdated multipliers. Finally, Yinlin and Jianxin, once promising hybrid-style units, have largely been replaced by characters offering stronger utility and more fluid gameplay, leaving them in a more situational position overall. Moving into the hybrid and quick-swap category, this is where the current meta truly shines. Changli stands out as one of the most universally valuable hybrids in the game. She's easy to fit into multiple lineups, providing strong sub-DPS output and consistent buffs without disrupting rotations. Phoebe continues to gain traction as a flexible sub-DPS who scales well in both burst-oriented and hybrid setups, particularly alongside characters like Zani. Cantarella remains a top-tier support hybrid, valued for her universal outro buff and ability to slot into practically any team composition. Brant mirrors that versatility with a unique twist, acting as both a heavy buffer and a capable damage dealer himself, making him one of the best long-term investments for any account. In the higher support DPS tier, Phrolova remains the definition of universal synergy. Her kit enhances nearly every team in the game, making her a near-automatic inclusion in many top-tier setups. Iuno bridges the line between buffer and DPS, offering burst damage and team amplification in a single, beautifully cohesive kit that rewards precise play. Lupa, while more specialized, remains a crucial enabler for fusion-based compositions, ensuring her spot in dedicated elemental teams, even if she's less flexible overall. Ciaconna, though not as plug-and-play, remains vital for maximizing Cartethia's performance, forming one of the most dangerous duos in the current game. Zezhi and Rosia both hold down the mid-tier hybrid slot, not mandatory, but solid contributors with valuable buffs and consistent uptime that help smooth out team rotations. Meanwhile, Qiuyuan sits in an interesting niche. His support role can still be powerful when built around his unique echo synergy, though he faces stiff competition from the broader cast of universal hybrids. Taking all of this into account, The highest tiers are defined by a few undeniable standouts, characters who combine sheer power, synergy, and longevity. Overall, the DPS landscape in Wuthering Waves has reached a fascinating level of balance. There's no single character that dominates every scenario anymore. Success depends on how well you understand team synergy, energy flow, and buff coordination. Comment down below your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one.